finest in terms of our robotics team. They've done a great job over the past 2 years of working out a lot of things that have taken many schools many years to figure out. They've really caught up to speed quickly. The best part about their efforts is that this is really what I would describe as a kid bot. I went to last year's competition at WPI, and one of the things I noticed as I walked down Pit Road was that one of the bots that will go nameless had 5 adults working on it, and all the students were standing around in the background. But when I got to these guys, to Team 3205, I saw only students working on the robot. And that's probably the most impressive aspect of this to me, is that this is something that's been there's been adult leadership, and but there's really been student leadership and students working on the robot. So I'm very proud of all of you. So thank you very much, and thanks for probably, I hate to say it, but the best part of school community tonight.
Yes. Thanks.
Is there a microphone?
Right.
Great. So my name is Mike Bella. I'm the chair of the science department and one of the co-advisors to the robotics team. And as Peter said, it was sort of our second year. And with the assistance of 2 or 3 mentors, including Michael Hamlin, I'm not sure why he's back there, and Anthony Beckwith. Sure. We kind of undertook this program last year. So while they're getting the robot ready, which is something we had to do through every match, I want to thank also the administration and all their support, and STEM Academy, who sort of funded our team and funded us last year too. So I'll tell you a little bit about the game. The game is called Logo Motion, or it was called Logo Motion for this year. And what you're going to see is a short demonstration about some of the main aspects of the game. One of the things we had to do is pick these tubes up off the ground and place them as high as 9 feet 6 inches off the ground, hence the pole. So what they're doing now is charging up the pneumatic system, because we have a claw that's powered by pneumatic. The second part of the competition is to deploy a little miniature robot that will climb up the pole. It's normally 10 feet tall, but we kind of cut it down because if it can climb 6 feet, it can probably climb 10. Just for demonstration purposes. They use 2 different sets of joysticks. One pair to drive, and the other one is to operate the clock. They also have a computer, so it's programmed remotely, it's operated remotely. On the computer, it's got a camera. It's mounted onto the robot so that you can see what you're doing. Because the field is pretty large, it's about 70 feet or so long. And sometimes you're very far away from the robot. Sometimes the angle's not good. So we kind of use that to sort of see where the tubes are and see where the posts are and so on and so forth. Then after they demonstrate that to you, we'll show you one of our matches. When you think about the matches, there are 3 robots on a side. So we had an alliance. Our alliance, well, after a day, 2.5 days of competition, only the best teams were selected to compete in the playoffs, or whatever you want to call it, the elimination round. And our team was selected, and our alliance partners, one was from Britain, the other one was from Brazil. And we had teams also from Hawaii and whatnot. We made it to the quarterfinals. We won the first match of the quarterfinals, which I'll show you, and then we lost the next 2. We lost to a team called team number 177. It was a 2-time world champion. But we took them pretty far. And the third match was also pretty close. So 1 tube away from being a point, so lost by a point. But we made a heck of an effort. And so I would say that I can speak for all the advisors that we're absolutely thrilled with these guys. They put in, they're not a big team. There's a couple others that aren't here. But there are teams out there that are 25 students strong, deep. And these guys put in a lot of hours, a lot of sweat and tears, and as Mr. Mandelman said, these guys can tell you anything you want about the robot. In fact, their idea of what should happen with the competition is that no adult should be allowed in the pit. Because if you've worked on this thing for 6 weeks, and you don't know how to get it working, and there's a problem, then you had too much help. So I'm going to turn it over to Paul Titchener, who is the main driver in the competition. He's the horse who drove, and then W Show is the one who operates the clock. Take it away, guys. Just start with only get. Where is it? Yeah. And it's pretty mean. It's like 120 pounds.
Well, 120 pounds and you go home the night before. Okay, so let me get some tubes. So this is the main thing that we had to do during the competition, was just to pick up the tubes off the floor and then put them up on these pegs over here. Actually, can you shift that table just a little bit forward? Just a little bit tight here.
It'd be bad form if we.
Yeah. And another feature of this robot is that we use wheels so that we can go sideways, so that we can align with the visual better. So another feature of the competition was there were 3 different types of tubes, and you had to put them in order, which was just sort of another thing. There's a triangle, a square, and a circle, and you had to have the pegs. The pegs in the competition, there was a set of 3 pegs, so you had to have a triangle on the first peg, and then a circle on the second peg, and then a square on the final peg.
3 of these set up side by side.
And then the final component of the game was to deploy a smaller robot outside the back of the robot that would climb this pole over here. So we designed something that would just push out of the back of the robot. And that just climbs up the pole and then falls down like the top. So that was a race at the end of the match. Whoever got to the top first got the most points, and then less points after that.
So, Sachi, do you want to?
Yeah, and then we have a video of one of our actual matches.